Today we're going to thrash our dry beans. So we grew 8 lineal feet uh, of supported climbing dry beans, and the intimidating part of the whole process for some people is that then they've got to shell all those beans. But we're going to show you today how easy it really is to thrash beans. So we picked the beans some time ago. Um, and I had them out here on the deck trying to dry them, and in our high humidity here in Oregon, they just didn't really dry very well. So
When sometimes it rained hard enough, the rain blew clear under the
yeah,
roof a little bit.
so I took them inside, and they dried just crispy dry within 3 or 4 days. So uh, they've probably been in there a week, but they are very, very dry. I've already done one batch, and they, oops, there's some here. You can see how easily they come out of their shell. So anyway, if you're working alone, I find it good to have a bucket to put your pillowcase in. You can also use like a burlap bag, or a bag that your chicken feed came in, or whatever. But we had this old pillowcase that Joy didn't want anymore, so I'm using that. And by putting it in the bucket, it's just easier for one person to put the beans in it. So that's the first step. If I had a little deeper bucket, I could do a little more at a time, but for the video, we're going to stop right there. And you just pull the bag up and hold the end closed and give them a whack. And then after a few whacks, what I like to do is go ahead and give them a little hand massage. And you can feel the pods all breaking up as you do this. And you can just do it almost like kneading bread. And you can kind of feel when you've got the majority of them broken up. But if you do this well enough, then you don't have to do any sorting, really. They all just separate without any problem.
Reminds me of the old saying, separate the wheat from the chaff.
That's exactly what this
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Oops.
Let's do one more whack. 2 more whacks. Then you need to pull these empty shells out. We've kind of got a mess on this deck right now. We need to haul this off. But you can just pick these empty pods out, and you can see there's not a bean in there.
And they're lighter, so the beans have sunk to the bottom.
Yeah, so we'll
Let me look
show you
inside
in
the
a minute
pillowcase.
when we
Yeah.
pour these out.
Well, let me look inside right now to see what it looks like at this stage.
Let's see, all the
They're just
pods are
empty
on
on the
top,
top.
and the beans have all settled down to the bottom. So, and there's none. I have done this, probably because they weren't quite dry enough. So I have done this when there were a few beans stuck in still, but these, it's about as close to 100% as you can get. And you don't have to get every one out, because we're going to winnow these in just a minute. And when you winnow them, all of this lighter material blows away, and you have perfectly clean beans when you're done. There's 2 of them. Yep, there's two that didn't get knocked out. Oops, lost one. Crop
We might find
failure.
it later. Crop failure.
Okay, that's good enough. You don't want to lose sleep while we're doing this part. Then, we already did one bag full earlier before we started recording. But once you got them at this stage, pour them into a bowl or a bucket or something. Then, usually there's a little easier, just take the last few off this way. And then, as you can see, there's still quite a lot of chaff in there. So the next step is to winnow these. And the easiest way is to put them in front of a fan. So I didn't want to put an extension cord way out here, so I just brought our battery out.
And this is like an electric generator, right?
Well, it's electric storage. It doesn't generate power.
Oh, I didn't
But
understand that.
we may need this in the next day or two because the solar storm says we could lose power in this part of the world. But yeah, this battery charges in about an hour or less from zero.
But could it like run the whole chest freezer while the power's out?
We will find out. Yeah,
Such
it'll
is life.
run. That's our main concern, is our freezer, and we think it'll run it for like 8 hours or something. And the thing is that if you don't open the door to the freezer, it doesn't run that often, so it may keep it frozen for days. I don't know.
The chickens are thinking maybe you brought treats.
Yeah. So turn the fan on, and the beans are quite dense and heavy, so you can. This is not a very strong fan. Yeah, this fan's weak enough that it's blowing the fine stuff
I see the
out
concept.
really good. Is there a higher setting? No.
Yeah, it's not a very powerful fan. Maybe we should brought a different one out.
Yeah, we'll hand pick a little bit more out. Try it again. Maybe if I get a little closer.
The chickens are curious. Oh, here comes Daffodil.
Yeah, we really need a stronger fan.
Well, I see the concept though. The camera's picking up the idea of it. We'll have to bring a stronger fan out here later. If
This
we
should
want.
clean them to be just as clean as anything you'd buy at the grocery store.
I wonder if in the bean factories, if they have like a machine that does something like this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is getting all of the fine stuff, and the big stuff is
The big stuff, at least, you can
you
easily
can
pick
pick
out by
out.
hand.
So we don't need to bore everyone with doing this too much, but let's give her one more go. One more. Okay, we blew, or actually we didn't blow these out, they bounced out.
Yeah, a couple beans
A
bounced.
little deeper pan.
Normally
would
I
have
would get
been
down and
better.
help you, but I
No,
can't
that's
do
fine.
that and film at the same
But anyway, you can see what it does. So there's, I don't know, 3 pounds of beans there maybe.
They're beautiful beans.
So we'll weigh these when we get done. I'm hoping if we can get 4 pounds out of 8 foot of row, that's half a pound a foot. So we can easily calculate kind of how much we need to grow next year for a year's supply.
And our row was 8 feet straight, but it was like on a fence,
They're
like what
climbing.
you see here. So yes, it was climbing up.
Yeah,
It
so
took very little garden space
the
at all.
bush beans, you'd probably get less per square foot, but you don't have to provide support for them. So if you got lots of room, that might be an easier way to go. So anyway, there's Thrashing dry beans 2025.
All right.